We'll start by looking out to the river with number 1 growing in front of us. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's not going to be particularly warm though, only going to get up to about 15. We're now looking along the east facing wall, so we're looking north. Most of the buildings, or many of the buildings, were smokehouses, and the new development there at the far end, that's apartments built on top of what is now an office block. The 2 cannons I don't think are from the century that the fort was built in. It was built in 1672 for the Third Dutch War, and these 2 cannons have GR embossed onto them, which suggests they're from possibly George I's reign, which would have been in the 18th century. Right, off we go. I've locked the bike up against the fence there behind me, and we first of all see one of the old fishing cobles, as they were called. One of these, or this style, was originally used as a lifeboat a long time ago. Now, in front of us we can see the new old light with its accommodation painted white below it. We'll go outside round the back of that in a few minutes' time. You can see that the fort is quite substantial. This must have been some sort of parade ground or whatever, but this building here is the old low light. Wobbling about a bit, I'm having to walk backwards to get it all in with my video camera. But that is the old low light, and you can see the accommodation was quite substantial. If I zoom in, we can get up to the top up there. Whether I can see anything on the inscription, on the stone inscription at the top. Yeah, that should be readable for us. So let's pan out again and look around the rest of it. I'm trying to keep car number plates out of the view because I'm not very good yet at masking them on a movie. So the end of the building was painted black and still is. English Heritage, which looks after many old buildings, historic buildings, including castles, but including this one, they have a blue plaque project, and they fit these plaques up. This one, they say all sorts of information on them. This one tells us that it was built from 1727 to 1733. Let's continue round. There's a car park just to the edge there, and I don't want the number plate shown. So we'll come round here. Last week these were blown over, or somebody had knocked them over, so I put them back up. But we can see it's semaphore signals spelling out the word welcome. We have a notice on the door about the pandemic of COVID that's on at the moment, about their opening times. I'm not too sure they are open, but it is now used as a museum, and we can see right up at the top there that there's a bit of a new addition there for the museum itself. This is an old barracks building, and I'm not too sure what it's used for, but all these buildings were more or less within the fort. That is looking down towards the road that goes along the Fish Quay itself. The blue building at the top is an old pub which is still functioning. up on the high road at the top there, and that's the road where I've occasionally done some filming from. Here we are at the back of the old light, the old low light, that's it. And I'm not too sure what this is, what it's used for. We're coming to a plaque for Clifford's fort itself, which, if I stand in the right position and zoom in on it for you, you can read all the details. Completed in 1672, named after Lord Clifford of Cabal. The fish quay itself is behind the blue fencing, and the reason I've just put this in is we get a good view of the very old highlight, the one from the 18th century on the right, and the one from the 19th century on the left. Right, well, we're now at the back of the what looked like a low building at the far end of the fort courtyard, as it were. And if we just swing this back, that the ground floor of this building is now various private establishments, and the top floor appears to be a yoga studio, the Fish Quay Yoga Studio, it says there. Let's just take a brief walk. The Fisherman's Mission occupies part of the building with facilities on the top story. But it's interesting that they had a very large building on the Fish Quay, which is behind the camera. And that is now a restaurant, an Italian restaurant. They moved into this building some years ago. Maybe the decrease in size is indicating that the fishing fleet here is not as large as it used to be. But we do get visiting fishermen, fishing vessels coming, particularly down from Scotland, and one or two that come regularly from Scotland have now registered their vessels here. So it's nice to see. We have a forklift truck coming up behind me, so I shall sign off for this part of the video. I'm along to the Fish Quay just to show this building, which is now the Italian restaurant. But if my memory serves me well, when I was a boy, this was definitely the Fisherman's Mission, which if I change cameras again, we can see it was quite a substantial building. There's the top of the highlight. Well, here I am back at home in the evening, where I have just finished putting all the clips together for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a little bit longer than I thought it would be, but I think that was necessary to get as much detail in as I could. The next video will be probably in about 10 days' time or so, after I've moved house. So it will be from another lounge room, if I put a little bit like this back in at the end of the video. Thanks for watching and supporting my channel, and please do say anything in the comments, particularly again if you think there are any discrepancies. Thanks once again for watching my channel, and see you soon.